what's up, Cooksy Mob? How are we doing? We've got Glendale Triple Crown this weekend. Typically, I love I've been adamantly against Triple Crowns, in particular Glendale, because the track is so hard, rough, gnarly, and by the end of the night, it typically gets one-lined. Will it be great? I don't know. The first couple Triple Crowns this year were amazing. Hopefully, this will be the same. Hopefully, it won't be a snooze fest. The guys have had a week off to recharge. We'll see who's recharged. Did they lose momentum? Did they gain momentum? Did they make the bike better? We're hitting that stretch run, and there's two guys in it for this championship, and there's an outside shot that Chase Sexton could get in there and knock Cooper Webb or Tomac off. But before we get into that, I want to talk about we are in a crisis, people. You haven't seen it, and you have probably not felt it yet, but it's coming. I work on the distribution end of the motorcycle industry, so I get to kind of see things before they happen. It's a tsunami. In 2008, we had a bumpy time. It sucked. It was rough. I would say this is much, much bigger, much, much worse than it was in 2008. And it's something. But hey, don't worry. I'm going to tell you how to get through it and how these teams can get through it and how you can prosper, because brands have been made out of times like this. But before we get into that, I want to talk about EBC Brakes. EBC Brakes, brake pads, rotors, clutch pads. This is a kick-ass company. These guys know how to do things. They're involved in everything. They market, they support the industry, they're in cars, you name it. That's a kick-ass quality company, EBC. Check them out. Coach Rob, Complete Racing Solutions. You guys know Coach Rob. Coach Rob is literally a mad scientist when it comes to fitness, as far as understanding the scientific, reading your body, your vitals, your blood work, and getting you an exact program that works specific to you, your needs, your work schedule. I mean, Coach takes it all into consideration. He doesn't just guess. He does a really good job. So hit up Coach. He's got programs that start at $22 and go up from there. And then Complete Racing Solution, and then Epic Garage Designs, where I'm at today. Epic Garage is helping people with storage needs. You name it, they got it. Totes, tote holders, cabinets, flooring, wall racks, bike racks, you name it, Epic Garage has it. Hit them up. Check out the website, epicgaragedesigns.com, and there's got to be something on there for you. So support these guys. And Travis, the owner here, is building a studio. So we're going to do live shows. We're going to have live watch parties here pretty soon for the mob. It'll be exclusive. I'm going to have just a few people in here. We're not going to have it. It's not going to be open to the public, but I'm going to invite a few people here to watch the race with us. And then I'll do the live show and, holler at me. Let me know what you guys think. And maybe I'll bring some of you guys in on the show. And I want to grow this thing. I want to make it pretty cool, pretty exclusive. And you can come watch with the mob. So, all right, guys, let's get into this bad boy.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
All right, guys, so we got the Triple Crown this weekend. That's always fun. But I want to talk more about this economic crisis that the industry is facing and probably the world's facing right now. I don't know why more people are, I guess nobody wants to talk doom and gloom, but you guys know me, I can't help it. I see what I see, and what I see is this industry is getting hit so hard right now, and there's a lot of riders with their contracts up. Guys, sign your damn contracts, sign whatever offer. If there's ever a year not to hold out for a huge deal, it's this year. Just get a deal, get a 2-year deal, get whatever you can get, and get it off the table and get signed for next year. There's going to be some people either signing really low or no money deals, or teams folding and just not having guys. So it's tough. It's very similar to 2008. But if you guys remember 2008, and what happens with these big brands, Honda, KTM, Kawasaki, so they have executives, and the executives have to report to a board, and the board needs profits, and that's all they care about. That's literally it. So what happens to these teams is they'll go to the board, and the board will see sales are down 10%. And then they'll say, oh, hey, let's just pull this out of marketing, and then we can still show a profit, and then our board will look good. Literally robbing Peter to pay Paul. This happens all the time. It drives me crazy because you don't fix the problem. You just steal from another area, and then you steal from your marketing, which affects long-term sales. I've seen companies just get cannibalized. The short-term win by these executive knuckleheads never works. But they do it. I think that's kind of what Suzuki did in 2008. And look where they're at now. KTM did the opposite. KTM went, okay, these guys are all tight. KTM was at the tail end. They were behind Suzuki in 2008. They pushed their chips all in. They marketed, they went for it. They just kept pushing. It's a big risk because, I mean, if you don't leverage it right, you can fold a company quickly. But do you go the safe route and look good temporarily and then in the long run you suck? Or do you go for it? We're all dirt bikers. We go for it. So I love what KTM did. Let's see what happens with these other brands. Let's see how many of them pull back and how many of them go forward and take more market share during this time. Because you can get more market share during a down economy than you can in a thriving economy. And then when we get to the teams like Club MX, Bar X Suzuki, and these teams that rely on outside sponsorship from, say, Muck Off and some of the other brands, better be able to show these brands, because these brands have people that are justifying their marketing expenditures too. You better be able to show them what you're doing for them, because if you can't, they're going to pull the sponsorship. So it's now is more important than ever to have those ducks in a row to show these people what value you provide. There's a whole other side to this racing game where it's about marketing, it's about money. That's all it really is, since Feld doesn't return any of their money in the purse. All the money made and profited is from marketing, from the exposure. So you got to expose, you got to let these sponsors know what you're doing for them. Make sure you stay in contact, communicate with them. If I'm at Club MX and I'm in charge with that, Mike B and those guys are great at that. Hit up Muck Off. Hey, how you guys doing? Do you guys need anything? What do you like our series on YouTube? Is there anything else we can promote? Stay interactive with them nonstop. Let them know what value you bring to keep your teams going. So, like I said, that's something that we need to do. And even on a lower level, if you're just riding in the, locally and you got a shop that sponsors you, or say a construction company that's supporting, a lot of these construction companies and stuff will support a guy. The problem with these are the kids show up, they go over and they get their check from their construction guy, put it on the side of their graphics. You never see them again until there's time to get another check. Make sure you follow up, post, repost on Instagram, YouTube, wherever you do, and get the sponsors involved in an organic way. Show the value. Try and bring them some customers, and guess what? That check's going to get bigger. And when they do cut checks or cut, budgets, you're not going to get clipped because you show value. You bring something to the table. So that's the key, is just make sure during this downtime that you provide a service for people. The ego sponsorships, and there's a lot of that in the sport. You go look at these trucks. A lot of these companies that put their names on the side of these trucks, they do it because somebody, the owner, the executive, somebody wanted it there just because they like the sport, not because it's actually benefiting the company. Those are going to disappear. Those ones they're scary. So if you've got a team and you guys know who you are, have those ego sponsors, just know those are probably going to disappear in the next couple of years. So anyway, guys, stay tight out there. Remember, it's a downtime and there's a lot of opportunity. Just stay strong and keep working hard. So thanks, guys. I will catch you later.